Jake Ken here. Today we're going to be getting a brand new hair system installed. It's a custom unit, which I'm super pumped to show you guys and to explain what is going on inside of this hair system. This video is sponsored by LaVivid Hair, who's made a custom hair system for me, and this one is unique. It's actually got some new features in it that I have not had before, which honestly guys, I'm pretty stoked about this. So I'm gonna adjust the camera right here. I'm gonna show you a little bit about this hair system. All right, so check this puppy out. Now, if you guys have never seen a hair system when it comes out of the box, sometimes it looks like this. It's got a netting on it just to keep all the hair in place. It comes on some kind of plastic generally, so that way it's kept into the shape of a scalp and there's not any creases or wrinkles inside of the base. So that's why it looks like this. Let's talk a little bit about this hair system, shall we? So this hair system right here is a LaVivid hair system, and it's cut already to my template. If you guys can see, I'll take it out right now. Boom, boom, here it is. So this is actually cut perfectly to match my current hair system right now. There is also a little unique thing on this hair system right here. It's pretty special that I really love. Now, it's a little bit hard to tell in this light, but I actually have some highlights put into this hair system. Now, these aren't extreme. They're not like 90s boy band NSYNC style, but what they are is I have it going from a 7 ash hair color, which is my natural hair color on the sides, to a slightly lighter blonde. Now, you can see it right here. There's a little bit of differentiation between the hair right here and the hair down here. So I'm pretty excited about that because I've been wanting to do kind of like a slightly highlighted look for some time now. Now, the other cool thing about this hair system is that the curl, the wave, is actually at about a 24 millimeter rod size, I believe. So it's a little bit curlier than what they consider their stock. And on top of this, the density of these units are about 90%. So they're on the lighter side, which makes sense because I don't got that much hair to begin with. You know what I mean? Now, the other thing about this to note is that it is a full poly. Most of the systems that I wear are generally hybrid systems if you guys have been watching this channel for a while, but this is a full polyurethane base right here. But this also is 0.03 millimeter thickness. Now what that means is it's probably gonna last a little bit shorter duration because it's so thin, but it's gonna be a little bit more believable, especially in the front hairline. So I'm really excited to try this out. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna get this hair system off, get everything all cleaned up, get ready to go to the barber, and then I'm gonna show you guys the final outcome, talk about it, what I like, don't like, all that kind of fun stuff. Talk soon.
Dear God, it's beautiful.
And here we are, guys. This is the after. So let's take a quick little turnabout. So first, let's talk about the actual cut. I think the stylist did a really good job with making sure that the fade is on point. I think that when we're looking at the sides right here, man, oh man, looking so stinking good. Right now, there's obviously a lot of volume inside of this hair system. That's just because it's a brand new hair system. I'll make another video about why that is in the future, probably the next video that comes out on the channel, why there's so much volume. Within the next 2 to 3 days, this volume is gonna subside and it's gonna start to relax a little bit more. It's gonna have more of a natural volume to it that will kind of match my own hair a little bit better. So don't be thrown off by that. Real quick, guys, I recorded this after the fact just to show you, just after one wash, some of that bounce is starting to get removed. Looks a little bit more natural as far as the level of volume inside of the hair system. Now let's talk about the actual specifications of the unit. So this is about a 90-95% density unit. Remember, this is custom. So it's a little bit on the lighter side, but it's not as light as my last unit, which was down around 85%. We're still trying things out and experimenting with the different thicknesses and what I like. This is a full poly base. It's 0.03 millimeter thin skin, which, guys, I mean, the hairline on this stuff is really good. Like, you know, right there you can see into the scalp. And when you part your hair, you get a nice natural kind of look down at the base. I do, however, think that 85% for me is a little bit better than 95%. But that being said, one of the things that I do have inside of this unit that's new is it is actually highlighted. So we have the kind of 7 ash throughout the entire unit, and then it's actually got some lighter blonde highlights throughout it. We can see that there's some actually in here, right here. There's actually some right over here and throughout the hair system. I really love the highlights because it gives the hair this dimension to it. For me, that's just like the next selling point on how good the hair looks. Having a touch of highlights that are just a touch lighter, or some low lights that are just a touch darker, man, oh man, I think it really does a lot for the unit, and I definitely want to continue doing that in the future. I feel like it adds that certain like reflective quality to it, the dimension when the sun hits the hair and stuff. That's just, man, it really sells it. So I think that's something I would definitely recommend if you're getting a hair system, is to ask for highlights or low lights to give it a little bit more dimension. On top of that, this right here, this rod, so the curl of the hair is a touch wavier than what is considered stock, and I liked what I had on a previous unit that had a little bit more wave, so I wanted to replicate that. I'm excited to see how it kind of relaxes out. If anything, I would probably like it just a touch curlier in the future, maybe down around 20 millimeter rod size. It's something I'm gonna have to experiment more in the future, but overall, for most people, this is, I think, just a great look. Guys, what do you think? I'm sure some of the critique is at first going to be, oh man, it's too much hair, there's too much density, there's too much volume. I beg to differ. I say give it a couple days, and give it maybe 3 to 4 days as I make videos in the future, and you'll probably wind up seeing that their density reduces. But like coming directly out of the shop, so to speak, I think that this might be the best that the hair has ever looked. You know, getting your hair back, hair systems is a journey. It takes time to learn what's right, what isn't right, how to make it look real, but also still have the style you want. It takes time, but it's something that we're figuring out together. And I'm excited that you're on the journey with me.